Good day, thoughtful humans, and welcome back to the show that keeps telling you to do less and somehow keeps being right about it. You are listening to the AI avatar of Dr. Irina Lazuk, dermatologist, skin scientist, and the woman who would like to formally apologize on behalf of the entire skincare industry for the last decade of before and after photographs. Dr. Lazuk is not with us today because she is currently aboard a centuries-old wooden sailboat somewhere in the Aegean Sea, having accepted what was described as a brief afternoon cruise with a group of longevity researchers that has since become a 5-day odyssey with no fixed destination and apparently exceptional olive oil. She reports that the combination of salt air, Mediterranean light, and zero Wi-Fi has given her profound clarity on the concept of maintenance over correction. We believe her. We also believe she is not coming back until the olives run out. So, you have the avatar, and today we are talking about a shift that is happening quietly right now across skincare culture. And the reason it feels significant is that it is not being driven by a trend. It is being driven by exhaustion. And exhaustion, it turns out, is one of the most honest teachers there is. Here is what changed. People stopped wanting dramatic transformations, not because they stopped caring about their skin, not because they lowered their standards, but because they finally understood what it costs to chase transformations. And the price turned out to be higher than anyone advertised. Here is how the makeover cycle works. You find something that produces visible change quickly. Your skin looks better, you are delighted, you tell people, you buy backup, and then, to keep that result, you need to keep doing the thing. More of it, actually, because the skin adapts and the effect fades, and now you need to escalate to get back to where you were, and then you need to escalate again. And somewhere in that cycle, the thing that was supposed to make your skin better starts to feel like a job you cannot quit, because quitting will make everything worse. That is not skincare, that is dependency. And a lot of people are only now recognizing it for what it is. Maintenance is the opposite of that contract. And before anyone hears the word maintenance and imagines beige mediocrity, settling, lowering expectations, giving up on results, let Dr. Lazuk be very clear about what maintenance actually means. Maintenance is not the absence of ambition, it is the decision to build something that lasts. Makeover skincare asks, how much can I change? Maintenance skincare asks, how little do I need to do to stay consistently well? Those sound like different levels of aspiration. They are actually different levels of intelligence, because the second question is harder to answer. It requires knowing your skin well enough to understand what it actually needs versus what you have been trained to want. It requires resisting the pull of novelty. It requires tolerating the absence of drama even when drama would feel more productive. And here is what maintenance produces that makeover cycles almost never do: compounding. When skin is stable and not constantly being corrected because it is not constantly being destabilized, improvements accumulate quietly over time. Small gains do not get erased by the next inflammatory cycle. Recovery from stress happens faster because the baseline is already calm. Treatments work better when they are occasionally introduced because the skin is receptive rather than exhausted. Results do not require constant maintenance because the system holding them in place is healthy rather than fragile. This is the compounding that people describe when they say their skin just seems better lately without being able to pinpoint exactly why. Nothing dramatic happened. There was no single product that transformed everything. There was just a sustained period of stability that quietly added up to skin that is genuinely easier to live in. Now, maintenance is not passive. This is important. It is not simply doing nothing and hoping for the best. It still involves intention. It requires knowing when to support and when to stimulate and when to step back entirely. The difference is that those decisions are made deliberately, from a place of understanding rather than reactively, in response to a bad skin day, or a convincing advertisement, or a new ingredient that a very glowy person on the internet said changed everything. Reactive skin care is exhausting because it is always responding to the last thing that went wrong. Maintenance skincare is calming because it is oriented around what the skin needs to stay well, not around what went wrong this week and needs immediate correction. This is also why maintenance pairs so naturally with everything this series has covered: the barrier science, the inflammation awareness, the formulation intelligence, the sensory rituals, the AI assisted pattern recognition. All of those tools are most useful in a maintenance context, where the goal is to keep something stable and let gains accumulate, rather than in a correction context where everything is reactive and urgent and the skin never gets enough quiet to finish healing. There is also something worth naming about what maintenance does emotionally, and this matters more than skincare conversations usually acknowledge. When your skin becomes something you are maintaining rather than something you are constantly fixing, your relationship with it changes fundamentally. There is less urgency, fewer dramatic swings between good days and bad days, less anxiety in front of the mirror, less impulse buying at midnight, more confidence that the process is working even on the days when nothing looks particularly exciting. Skincare stops feeling like a project with a finish line that keeps moving. It starts feeling like care, actual care, the kind that is calm and consistent and does not demand that you be vigilant every single day or everything will fall apart. That shift is not about lowering your standards for your skin. It is about finally aligning your expectations with how skin actually works. Skin changes incrementally. It improves gradually. It responds to consistency over months and years, not to intensity over days and weeks. When care respects that pace, results become more durable and significantly less stressful to maintain. The future of skincare is quieter than the last decade suggested it would be. Less spectacle, less drama, less performance, more stability, more cooperation, more skin that simply behaves well because it has been given the conditions to do so. That is not a lower bar. That is a better one. Before we close, everything you just heard is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Your skin, your history, and your goals deserve real professional attention. Please consult a licensed dermatologist for personalized guidance specific to your situation. Dr. Lazuk will be available for consultations upon her return from the Aegean, assuming the wind is cooperative and someone remembers to send a boat. May your skin always glow as brightly as your smile.